Welcome back, friends. So in the previous video we have fetched and created the created files here. So you can see that we have the created files. So when I will search here, so let's write index. So I will create a file named index is already present. So as I mentioned the index without any extension name, so by default .txt will be installed. So this means that our index.txt is already present. So when I will try index.html, and this is already present. So I will create here like index dot first program dot rb. So let's create for the Ruby language. So that is rb. Let's create a file. So this will create a file for us. You can see that file created successfully, and we have our first program.rb file. So now today what we are going to do, so today we have to create a new component. So you can see here when I will double click on any created file, so I'm going to create index.c. So here you can see that this one is the editor, so that we are going to create. So it is having the subbar, and it is having the subbar. You can see that we have the subbar, we have the save button and go back button. So this we are going to create, and this editor we are going to create here. So today we are going to create the UI first, and then we will move forward in the next video. We will open the created file, and then we will create the functionality to edit the created file and save the created file. So now without wasting any time, let's get into it. So here I will create a folder. So first of all we will go to the components. Under the dashboard components we will be having a folder named file component. So today, as we are just going to deal with the created files, so that's why we are going to handle only created files under the file component. So whenever we have to distinguish between created files and downloaded files, so that file component we are going to create after uploading files management. So here what we are going to do, so first of all I'm going to create here a component. So here will be a index file, index.jsx file, and then here will be a file here. So let me remove index.js. So here we will be having the file component.jsx, like this one we have, and then we will be having the file for the header. So we are going to create the header. So just these two files we will be having for now, RAFCE. So we have the file component, and this is a file component here. Just save this, and then here we will be having the header. So we have the header, and we are going to use the header here. So that's why I'm going to embed the header. So here will be our header. Just save this. So now here what we are going to do, so I'm going to create a new route for the file. So same as like this, dashboard/file and this file ID. So till now I'm not going to handle it with the help of Redux. I'm not going to open any created file. So just the UI I'm going to create here. So here what I'm going to do, so let's go to the app.jsx, and here you can see that we have the path for the dashboard, and now we can manage the dashboard paths here. So here what we are going to do, so here we have the folder component. So we have the folder component here. So now here we are going to create the file here. So file, here will be our file ID, and here will be the file component here. I have imported the file component successfully. Just save this. So now whenever the user will move here, so like so let's implement the opening of the files also. So like the folder, opening of the folder we have done, so same like we will be doing for this one here. So you can see that our folder is root Yeah, our current folder is root here. So our current folder is root. So now here for the created file, so whenever user will double click on the file, so it will open the file here, open that route. So for now, for the created files, we will be having the ID. So let's go to the show items. Let's go here. So here we have the file clicked. So instead of this, what we are going to do? So we are going to navigate to the dashboard, file, and then here will be the item ID. So that is the file ID. So now here we will get the file ID here. So that we are going to fetch here. So file ID from use params. So let's import. From React Router DOM, and we have the file ID. So let's add here file ID. Just save this. So now when user will double click here in the first program, so let's go to the index.txt, and you can see that we have this file component here and we have this header. Now here one thing is there. So you can see that we don't need this subbar anymore. So whenever we are opening the file here, so here we have to check one thing. So if this route is having /file, then only we are going to then we are not going to show this subbar. So here what we are going to do, so I'm going to the navbar here. So here I'm going to go. Now we have the subbar. So here I'm going to create new state first. So let's create a new state. So state will be is subbar open or show subbar or set show subbar. So by default it will be true. So we are going to show the subbar. Copy this, set show subbar here. So here I'm going to set the use effect, so use effect, and it will be based upon the location. So it will be based upon the location. So window dot location dot path name. So here we are going to check if window dot location dot path name is having the folder dot includes is having the file like this, it's includes. So if this is having the file, then we are not going to show the subbar. So here what I'm going to do, so I'm going to write like this. We will be having the condition. Just save this. So now when I will go back, and here when I will click on index.txt, you can see that we actually have the subbar for now. So here what I'm going to do, so let me use one thing here, that is use location. So we are going to use location here, and here we will be having the path name from the use location, and here it will be according to the path name, and here we will check if path name dot includes file then set show subbar will be null here. So let me refresh. Let's go to the dashboard and let's go here to the index.txt. Still we have. So let's check if we have here what is the path name. Is our use effect working or not? Console.log path name. So here I'm going to write console.log working. Just save this. Sorry, it is console. Yeah. So you can see that we have the path name as /dashboard/file and this one. So this means that file is there. So file is there. I'm going here and then I'm going to the index.html and you can see that we have this path name, but it is not setting the subbar. So it is show subbar. I have this mistake here. So here will be show subbar. So actually this is working. So now let's create a header. So first of all, we have to get the current file also here. So for that I'm going to import the use selector. So import use selector from React Redux. So here I'm going to write current file shallow equal. So here current file will be there. Then we have the user files dot. Then we are going to find the file. Find it. File, and here we will be having the file document ID should be same as file ID here. So that will be our current file. So when I'm going to write here json.stringify this, save this. So you can we have some errors. So let's see. I think there is the error for the shallow equal. Shallow equal we have to import. Save this. Now you can see that we have the data for that particular file also. So you can see that we have this document ID, this document ID, and this document ID is same here. So now we have the data here. So now this data we will send to the header as well, because in the header you can see that we need the file name and we have to check the data here for the file as well. So first of all, what we are going to do here, so we are going to just creating the UI only here. We are not going to add the functionality, so that we will add in the next video. So here what I'm going to do, so here I'm going to send one thing here. So in the header I'm going to send file name. So file name will be having the current file dot data dot name. Just this thing I'm going to send for now. So now let's go to the header. So in the header there will be a file name, and in the header you can also see the file name. Just save this, and from here I'm going to remove the ID where it is from the file component. I'm going to remove the ID here. Save this. So here still we have some errors. So what that error is, file name is not defined, so spellings are wrong here. So it is file, N is the capital here. Now you can see that we have this file name as well, that is index.html. So now let's move forward. So here we are going to create this one. So let's create a nav bar here. So I'm going to create a nav. Class name will be navbar nav. Only navbar will be there. Navbar expand LG, and navbar will be light and we will be having the VG as white here instead of light. And then we also having the shadow, so shadow will be there, so shadow will be small. And let's close the navigation bar, and here we will be having the file name. Just save this. Now you can see that we have this file name here, and we need to do one thing also. So you can see that here there is a shadow as well, so we have to implement the shadow as well here from the top. So but the shadow is not showing here, but here it is showing. So for that, what I'm going to do, so I'm going to add little difference here. So let me add margin top to 2. Save this. Now you can see that it is good. And padding y we need as 1, or let me make it as 0, so that is more good. So now we have this sub nav bar here, so and it will be text font with bold. So we need bold font here, and then margin start to 5. You can see that we have this one here, but we need little padding. So padding bottom will be 0. Just save this. Yeah, that's great. And here what I'm going to do, so here we will be having the 2 buttons, so let's create those. Here we will be having the UL class, will be having nav bar nav. So here will be the nav item. We will be having the item as button success, and here we will be having the font awesome icon, and icon will be of FA save. So let's import these. Import font awesome icon from font awesome, and here we are going to import FA save from SVG icons. So we have this icon here, and here I'm going to write as like it will be save. Just save this, and here we will be having margin start to auto. Yeah, margin and to 5 will be there. Yeah, margin and to 5 is there. And here for the P, M by will be 0. Yeah, M by 0 is there. So margin top will be 0 as well. Let it be margin top as 1. And we need the padding, so padding bottom will be same. Yeah, that's looking good. So here by default, first of all I'm going to disable this button. So disabled as true for now, so I'm going to disable this. By default it will be disabled. So now here we will be having something, so that will be mxs2. We will be having the li with class name as nav item, and here we will be having the button, and that button will be for the black, and it will not be a disabled button, and it will be having the go back here. So we will be having go back, and here let's search the icon. So icon will be FA angle left, so it will be a long angle, so let it be angle left, FA angle left. Just save this. Now you can see that we have the button black, it will be actually dark here, so you can see that we have this one. Instead of angle, let's try arrow. arrow long, left long. So this one will be good. Save this. So you can see that we have this type of arrow that we need. So whenever user will click on the go back button, so user should go back. So for that, what I'm going to do here, so let's add navigate, use navigate. We have to import the use navigate here. So here to go back, we will be writing the -1 here. So this will move it back to the stack. So whenever we click on the go back, you can see that we are back here. Index.txt, go back, we are back. First program.rb, we are back. Like this. So now it's time to create a editor. So we will be using React syntax highlighter to highlight our syntax for this one, for text editor. So as previously in this one, in the original one, here I have used React code editor here. So React code mirror 2. So but unfortunately with the white, React code mirror 2 is not suitable, or it is not working properly. So I am moving with the second method. So if you want to know about React code mirror 2, then you can go to my GitHub, and there you can get the code for that one. So since we are using white here, so for that we are going to create our own. So I have already created the text editor. So I have already created the components here. So you can see that. So first of all, I have installed React syntax highlighter. So this library you have to install. Simply write yarn add this one. So here what I have did now. So I have created the code editor.jsx and code editor.css, two files in the file component. And when I will go to the file component, and in the file component I have embedded the code editor with file name. So that is current file.data.name. So I have passed the file name here. So now let's go to the code editor here. So I'm explaining you the whole code. So here we have to import this. So you can these things. So you can see in the documentation here. So in the documentation we have this one here. So we can import the syntax highlighter, and we can export this one here. So this is a style. I'm using a simple style here. So you have to mention the style, otherwise it will not work. Then I have imported the code editor CSS file. So this is the CSS here. So this CSS I have used. So simply I have just merged the output. You can see that this is the output here. So when I will go here, index.jsx. So here cursor will not show, but this code will work. Like import React from React, like this. So everything is working perfectly here. So you can create a function like app, and this will be the arrow function for you. So here you can click and you can move here. So like this, and when you will press tab, so tab will not work here. So this is just a simple code editor. So this I have created here. Now this one is the CSS. After that I will upload the code today in the GitHub for this one also, so you can get the code from there as well. And if you want to update, you can update the code. And then here I have some events here. So first of all, I have added the use state. So I manage the state here. So this is the languages. For HTML, XML is there, PHP, JavaScript, JSX, like this. And then this is a handle key down function. So this is just to create a tab So for the tab here, so whenever the tab is pressed, so this thing will work on the handle key down. So here this simply I have added the text area, value on key down function and on change function. Then there is a pre-tag, so I have used the syntax highlighter. So languages will be automatically from there. So I am just getting the extension from the file name and then I am passing to the codes object. So this will choose the programming language accordingly. And this one is style. For this one, show line numbers, wrap lines. So this one I have did. So for today this is enough, and in the next video I will tell you how you can save this. So this is just I want to tell you the functionality. So how can you do that? So if you want to add your own text editor, so that you can also do. I will also create a separate video to create a text editor with the help of React Code Mirror. So that we will also do. So for today this is enough. If you have any queries, please comment in one section. I will definitely respond to that. At last, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.